Hi, everybody. I'm Bill Sanders, and this is Watch Art Sci, the art and science of watch collection. Today, we're going to talk about a really remarkable watch, I think. And it's a Rolex, and it's a Rolex that doesn't seem to be very popular, and that is the Yachtmaster II. Now, I'm not a Rolex guy. I don't own a Rolex. I'm not a fanboy. I'm not a Rolex hater. Oh, but I do like good horology no matter where it is. There's something really cool. And I think that the Yachtmaster II is a very cool watch. Probably a lot more so, I think, than a lot of Rolex fans or owners even realize. Essentially, this is the basic one. I think they're around 18,750 now. That's the list price. I was down at a store last year, I think. I was looking at one, and they were about 18 then, I think, but they've gone up. And you can get them at least then you could get them at list price. There was no premium on them. And I've talked to other Rolex owners, and they don't like them as much as the original Yachtmaster. But to me, it's really wonderful horology. Now, on the right there's two major indicators. The triangle one on the left is the countdown minutes. In other words, this is what you have with a regatta. You have a fairly complex starting. It's not like you line up a bunch of race cars and kaboom, off they go. They all have a starting line and they're all lined up. With a regatta, you have all of these sailboats all lined up on the same line, and they have to maneuver. And the whole idea is that there's the way they start it, there's a gun that lets you know that it's ready to start, and so you need a countdown to try to time it so that when you go from wherever you are getting ready for the race, and then you go around, and then there's another gun and so forth, and you try to time it just so that as soon as you're at the starting line, the gun goes off. Otherwise, you're sort of floating there with flapping in the wind. I don't know. I'm not a sailor either. I've got no yacht master and no yacht. So, but it doesn't matter. This is such a cool thing. I mean, it's sort of like I might get one of these. I might get a boat too, just because sounds like so much fun. Okay, so let's take a look at the Yachtmaster. Okay, you have several indicators on here that um, that are important. You have the hour hand with the Mercedes hour hand, and then you have sort of the minute hand over there at about 2 o'clock, and regular hand, and then at 6 o'clock you got small seconds. So you got a regular watch that you can use. But the big thing here that's interesting is the countdown and the way they do the countdown. If you look at the sort of the inner track where it starts at about 8 o'clock, you can see it says 10, 9, 8, 7, so on and so forth. That's the countdown track. Now, you have two pushers, an upper and lower pusher. The other thing you have, though, is a bidirectional 90 degrees rotatable ring command bezel. Now, the ring command bezel isn't just a bezel you turn around and nothing happens. The bezel on this particular watch is one that's used to coordinate the starting of the race. And the idea behind it is that you can do it with one hand. You're sailing the boat, I guess, and I'm not sure how they got that figured. But you use the bezel for that. And so if you get started and you're floating around and get unsynchronized with the start of the race, what this bezel allows you to do is very easily retime it. So it's not just a bezel that is sitting there that you can turn around like divers, that the way a divers does, but it's in part of the works that you have. Then you got the trip lock winding crown, and it's got a triple waterproof system to it, and then the lower bezel, the lower pusher down there at 4 o'clock. Now, and then the small seconds at 6 o'clock, and you have the ones we looked at initially, the countdown minute hand and the countdown second hand. So anyway, if you're a sailor and you like racing your sailboat, I think something like this would be a wonderful thing to have. They're relatively, 18,000, almost 19,000 bucks is, not chump change, but still, it's like I said, it's not that popular of a watch among Rolexers, and most of them tell me they don't like the looks of it. Okay, now if the mechanisms for it, if you just look at the mechanism, where you have, you can see that at the countdown is at 5. This is sort of set off this picture's at a sort of at an angle, but you can see the interesting gearing. It's not just round gears. There's one that looks like a pruning saw that goes over by where they have the countdown minute hand countdown pointing at the 5. And then you have the connection. This whole mechanism connects up to the bezel. All right, so the bezel's not, like I said, it's not floating around there. And you've got some, to me, is one of Rolex's very much unappreciated technologies that they have, or horology too. Well, let's take a look and see if we'll take it out for starting a regatta with this watch. This is a 10-minute countdown sequence. And what I did, I just took the inner dial of the watch to illustrate it. And this is how it's set up. And again, I'm not a boat person at all, but I might want to be. At the start of it, I guess there's a gun that goes off. They're showing a little cannon in that picture there. That'd be even cooler to have a cannon. And then you can see, this is a 10-minute countdown sequence, and you can see that the minute hand, the red triangle is pointing at the 10. And so when that gun goes off, you start it, you hit the pusher, and off it goes. Now, then at 5 minutes, now here you'd have, the idea would be you'd start it off and go around for 5 minutes, and then boom, you hit the second one, and then it goes into the second 5 minutes of it. And they have these flags that go up and down, so you can hear the cannon and watch the flags. It sounds just like a lot of fun to me. And a watch that synchronizes itself with all of that. I just think it's very cool. And then you have a preparatory signal. You have a horn that goes off, and flag goes down, and then the other one goes down, and a cannon, the second gun or cannon goes off, and boom, off everybody goes. So I thought this has got to be so cool, so fun. So let's take a look at how you'd use this watch on this sequence. Okay, now just imagine you're on your racing yacht, you're getting ready to go. You're the captain on this thing. Okay, you got it. You can see the minute countdown is on the 10, and notice that the bezel also is set with it, so it's set up to, they're synchronized. Okay, so the first gun goes off, and off you go, and there's a second hand. It's already starting to move. And so that's the very first thing. By the way, too, this is considered to be a programmable mechanical watch, which I just love that whole idea. When I used to fly, we had these mechanical, slide rules, except they were round, and they were for figuring out wind speed and different things like that. Okay, so you get the gun and you're off in your first part. You haven't even started the race yet. You're just positioning yourself to get started. And then the second part of it is at 5 minutes, the the flag goes up with the black and yellow flag, and then the blue flag with the white triangle in the middle, and another gun goes off. Sounds like more fun. Maybe, it'd be, I guess for people who have model sailboats, they could do something like this too. It'd be fun too. Okay, so off you go. And then the next one, oh, by the way, too, when you start, the very first one, you push the top pusher, and then you push the second pusher at the second one, and so the bottom pusher. Okay, so now we get to the horn. Okay, and you're just about, it's a minute from the starting point, and you can see your minute hand, your second hand's up there ready to go, and that's when you push the second pusher for a second time, and then finally you let it run down, and the cannon goes off, and you shoot off with your sailboat. Now, the whole idea behind this is to get these maneuvers in such a way that you're moving around, and you hit the starting line, and you're moving. And like I said, this is a really good regatta captain could do this. And you got to figure out the wind and all of, where the other boats are. Sounds like a ball to me. And the thing about it is that the Yachtmaster II factors all of these things in and works with it. And like I said, I think this is a very much underappreciated Rolex. Because it does such a very cool thing. I think you can also set it up. I don't know why you would want to do it. Set it up as a chronograph, I think. But anyway, so that's my story of the sort of unappreciated horology of a Rolex. Not all Rolexes, but this particular one. Let me know what you think, and love to hear from you. And until next time, this is Bill Sanders for Watch Art Sci, the art and science of watch collection.